At a certain point in my life, I was involved in the early days of macrobiotics and a number of what could maybe call transformational things. At the same time, I found after a certain period, I ran dry because whatever I was doing hadn't actually shifted my mode of thinking. All the brown rice I was eating, etc., as good as it was, and as much as I still love it, I didn't, my mode of thinking was the same. And that actually led me, in a paradoxical sort of way, to a barren place. The barren place, I'm going to do real shorthand answering here because it's a long story. The barren place led to a receptivity to an opening. A certain situation arose that you could say cracked open the egg that wanted to be born, and it was inside. And I saw the world and the universe as not separate. And I saw that I had had my back turned to Source, and that life was actually coming from a whole other place than my thinking mind. I suppose if those words ring something within that person being here, present now, I think we all have a sense that most of our life is spent in the back there, future, in between all kinds of busy things. So there's a call that arises in some people to go to be with the present moment. I mean, it's not just in this course, but you can see it in society. But people are talking about mindfulness. They're talking about things that will bring us back, because we have an extremely distractive society right now with all the gadgets and so forth. So it's a missing ingredient in people's lives. So that, I tell people, if you feel drawn, that's reason enough. I don't make any promises as to what will happen, just like if you're going to have a baby and raise a child, you don't know just how that child's going to grow up and what job they're going to have when they get bigger and all that sort of thing. You don't know what life is going to bring out. But in general, it brings forth more of a sense of aliveness, wonder, equanimity, love, all the things that people feel some kind of a missing for, that their life is dried up about. It brings those waters to flow and to nurture the roots of a life worth living, a fulfilled life. My intention is to facilitate the possibility that we as humans have to evolve, to unfold, to just take the next step in what's not known, and have that start to inform life, so that we live from a higher perspective awareness. But it's one of these things, it doesn't throw away thinking, it doesn't throw away sensory, it doesn't throw away, the automatic workings of the body and all that. It's include and transcend. And I'm working on that from thought to that which contains thought and isn't thought and is beyond thought, so that we can begin to operate from there. Then we have, thinking back to the Einstein quote, we have a different mode of thinking, because the thinking doesn't come out of our thought system, it comes out of the creation of life itself moving through us. Very different. Everything in the relative world, it comes from one, and yet it differentiates into the many. It's not until we realize is that I am the one and the many that we can realize that oneness.